ARK players, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we have got so much to cover because there was a brand new patch. We also got an update if you use mods. This is amazing news because this has been causing a lot of crashes and a lot of issues recently, so I'm going to be going through all of that. We're also going to be going through the community crunch, and yes, I am on my mini setup still, hence to why some of you guys said, hey Dom, where's the face cam? But it will be returning very soon and we will be back to normal. But anyway guys, we're going to get in with everything. If you do enjoy today's video, feel free to drop a like and come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster if you want to experience Genesis now in its much better form. Definitely when the game launched and they didn't even know, like I still will remember my first reaction to when Genesis launched. It broke a bunch of maps. So Svartalheim over on the cluster had no water anymore because it completely broke. It was just the weirdest launch ever. But now we're getting to a stage where things are getting fixed, things are getting updated, and yeah, really good news. So yeah, drop a like, subscribe, and let's get in with today's news. So I think we'll kickstart with probably one of the best things. As you can see, the ASA mods, the ARK Dev Kit was updated to the new version, and wow, mod creators were waiting so long for this. And if you're probably wondering, Dom, how does this benefit us as a standard player? Well, the reason this benefits you as a standard player is, have you noticed mods that have been trying to force update and then you've crashed and they've not downloaded or anything like that? Have you noticed issues with certain things in mods that broke when the update went live? Well, that is because the mod creators hadn't had access to the new updated version of the dev kit, which meant that the mods couldn't update and they couldn't get them to the newest version. So for the past sort of 10 days, it has been very frustrating because the mod creators have been wanting to do all these changes for us and, you know, stop the crashes, but I'm guessing because it was such a major patch with a lot of things that went wrong on launch, they had to take a lot of, 10 days extra to cook up the dev kit. So yeah, it was definitely in a pretty unstable place, but this is definitely some really good news for ARK players because now you'll start to see mod creators dropping updates, and you'll start to see some of your favorite mods finally get up to date and then hopefully won't crash you anymore. Okay, so we have the new patch notes to go through. Now, so far, this is for Steam and Epic Games, and will probably come to console at a later date. But the magma saw now displays a warning when searing spit cannot be used due to rain. The vacuum compartments can no longer snap to pillars, which is a client update. Genesis 1 fixed some structures in the ocean biome appearing white, which, to be honest, I thought was pretty much all of it. No, underneath, I know I've seen like the debate at the moment, guys. I don't know what you think about it, about the ocean floor. A lot of people coming up with some very good points saying, hey, I know there's like literally nothing on the ocean floor, but wouldn't you prefer to have performance than have a really laggy ocean? And I would probably choose performance. I agree with that 100%, but I do think, is there not a chance they could have still, I know it's a simulation, right, but I just thought it'd be really cool if in this simulation, even if it was just like they just put some sort of really blank sort of, I don't know, like ocean floor, I would still have been more happy than it looking the way it does. I mean, personally, I've actually really loved the look of the ocean in terms of the wave physics. I think they have done a good job there. Now that everything's getting fixed up, I still just feel like it would have been nice to have something underneath. But anyway, Dragontopia, they corrected the name and description of the swamp teleport skill in the skill tree. Genesis 1, they fixed localization for the HNNA's chit-chat voice lines. Tides of Fortune, they fixed structures placed on ships losing their colorization after leaving render range or relogging. Genesis 1 fixed several issues with the paleo octopus movement while climbing ships. They corrected the paleo octopus's prismatic ink description to remove the incorrect Tides of Fortune DLC requirement. In terms for Genesis 1 as well, they fixed an issue that could cause players to become stuck in the HLNA market. They fixed an issue that prevented players using a controller from feeding narcotics to a paleo octopus during taming. For Genesis 1, they fixed meteors in the lunar biome incorrectly damaging players and dinos in other biomes. They fixed an issue that prevented the turtle from being tamed, and they also fixed 2 crashes. So this patch has gone live for Steam and Epic Games, and they probably will work towards getting it live on console at a later date once they know everything's okay, because right now every single patch that gets released for the game, if I'm honest with you guys, it kind of terrifies me, because you do wonder, like, what is it going to break next? Then normally, you know, when Wildcard do a patch, there's, especially, you know, running a cluster, you're always expecting something to potentially go wrong with the patch. Like, sometimes it could be a crash, or it could be a rollback, or something like that. But when it comes to these ones after the Genesis update, it's never felt more terrifying. I think it's definitely feeling a little bit smoother now, but in terms of when it first launched, wow, my oh my, was that a nerve-wracking time. But yeah, come and join us, as I said, over in the cluster. The link is in the description down below. We've had so much fun, like, seeing everyone settle into the map now, and enjoying Genesis 1. Anyway, so now it's time to go through the crunch, which this actually came out on Friday, well, Saturday at 3 AM, so as you can see, fairly late on the Friday night, we'll say, and it announced the Belly of the Beast, the Gargantar, which is an upcoming Dragontopia creature. Now, I am very excited for Dragontopia. I do like the new dragons. I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of the designs. I personally feel like if it does turn out to be a How to Train Your Dragon collab, which is something we've all been talking about, I feel like then it will make more sense. But I think at this moment in time, people are looking at it as like a How to Train Your Dragon ripoff rather than anything else. And they have said that, you know, there was going to be a collab this year, and it was going to be a big one. So I'm still holding out that this is still going to be that collab, but, you know, let's see what happens. So they say, don't let the sleepy eyes fool you. This hulking newcomer has an appetite that extends far beyond its next meal. Be careful when approaching it, as it has a habit of inhaling just about anything that stands in its path. From allies to trees, bushes and resources, and nothing is safe from this seamlessly bottomless belly. Whenever you're standing your ground or stocking up for your next adventure, this hungry giant is always ready to lend a helping lung when it arrives later this year with Dragontopia, introducing the Gargantar. Now, yeah, looks awesome. It looks like it's going to really help out with resources in terms of you're going to be able to, I'm guessing you're going to be able to set it onto some form of mode which allows you to basically suction in a bunch of resources. I mean, metal would be awesome, right? If it collected up metal quickly, maybe it just collects up everything, or maybe you can set it to what you want it to collect. You know, when it hoovers everything in, maybe you can say, hey, only hoover in metal and wood, or something like that. I think that would be absolutely awesome. So yes, another update that went live over the last couple of days was the Lumina. The Lumina awoken in Dragontopia, and it took flight as the Umbra's radiant counterpart, and bringing a brilliant new force to the skies with celestial power at her command and a bond that burns brightest beside her shadowed kin. Lumina adds a new layer of speed, strategy and spectacle to the battle above the clouds. So Leia, let me know in the comments, have you tamed one over in the cluster? Have you tamed one in your single player, or have you tamed one on official? Let me know down below. Some live ops updates. So they said, we'd love seeing survivors dive into the recent releases and explore the new content and share experience with us. As more players gets hands-on and additional issues and edge cases naturally come to light, the team is continuing to work through reports and make improvements. So you can expect a steady cadence of patches over the coming weeks. So the character restoration update is still going on right now. Now, wow, I have to say a massive shout out to everyone over in the LoadedCrysis cluster. I think we restored over, I think it was about 100 characters or something like that. I mean, I'm sure Studio Wildcard have got thousands and thousands and thousands, but it's not an easy process, like when you've got even less tools than Studio Wildcard themselves. I mean, it's doable, but it just takes a lot longer. There's some really cool admin tools out there and everything these days to be able to help you do it as quick as possible and also cover as much as possible, because the base game just doesn't really have you know, if you don't have like third-party mods or anything like that, the base game in terms of character restoration is very, very bare. Yeah, I mean, that was something that I saw so many of you guys complaining about in the comments. So Studio Wildcard obviously released the major version update, which had loads of fixes and adjustments, but there is going to be more. And they're saying the forecast is calling for sun, fun, and a little prehistoric chaos. So keep an eye on next week's Community Crunch for more information about the Summer Bash. So yes, the Summer Bash will be getting its news on when it's launching, because if I'm correct, the Summer Bash is extremely late, and I think it's obviously because there's been crazy launch chaos with obviously Survival Ascended and the new maps and everything like that. But you know, hopefully, I mean, it'll probably be sort of maybe later into July. So if we're going to get news on it, then it may launch sort of late July, the Summer Bash, but we'll see. We have new mods, as you can see, which we will definitely check out. This is from the 6th of July until the 10th of July, which looks absolutely fantastic. Whenever Morrow's got a new mod, you know it's going to be something good, so I'm definitely going to try and check that out for a video, which I cannot wait for. We have the official Conquest servers, as you guys know, are officially open for PC, Xbox and PlayStation. Whenever I read that, I always think to myself, wow, time has really flown, because back in the day when I used to do crunch videos, everyone used to say, when are those coming to console? And unfortunately, there was never a true answer on that. But yes, ARK Survival Ascended did a free play weekend. I don't know if you guys actually tried it out. If you hadn't had it, it was free on Steam. Well, it was on sale on Steam, and it was free all weekend from the 10th. So I'm guessing it's not free anymore, but you know, it gave you a little chance to jump in and see if you wanted to actually grab yourself the dragons. Yeah, the giveaway is still going on right now for the Alienware ARK Survival Ascended inspired laptop, which I would love to win. But if you guys win, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to see what's going on there. The summer summer bundle going on for survival games. I think Power World's in this one, isn't it? Because Power World is doing absolutely amazing numbers right now in terms of player count. Like, it is exploded through the roof with its new 1.0 update. Bonus rates on the official network were alive till today, so today is the last day that you'll be able to do that. And then we have the community corner. Pretty Little Freak tries to draw an Astrocetus and Bloodstalker only from their ARK wiki descriptions, which would actually be quite cool to see. I might have to watch this video later today. Ras Clark goes over all the unique creatures in Genesis Ascended Part 1. I've already watched that video, it was really good. And then look at, wow, this is really, listen up, Time to Sail over here, as you can see. And then some Legacy by Tech Arc. Tech Arc is really awesome. And then, yeah, so some really amazing fan art of all things Genesis. Even a Beach Bob fan art here too. And wow, look at those berries. That is such a cool drawing. And then Cosmo. And then there'll be some photo mode, of course, which you guys know. What's the moda with you? This is going to be obviously all the in-game stuff from the beauty of Genesis and the other maps, of course. And yeah, so let me know if you've been having fun, if you've been sailing the seas and trying out the Paleo Octopus, and hopefully that, you know, hopefully there is some like you guys are getting a little bit more luck in terms of getting your character back. The new patches haven't been causing you too many issues, and I'm hoping you guys have been able to dive in and have a little bit more fun with ARK now that Genesis Ascended has launched. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.